Women champion Me Too. Didn't realize the consequences.
Let me be honest with you about something that is happening in workplaces across America that nobody wants to say out loud. Men are avoiding women at work. Not because they hate women, not because they think women do not belong in professional spaces, but because the environment created by Me Too has made normal professional interaction feel like a liability that a growing number of men have decided is not worth taking on.
Even though Me Too has kind of gone down to the wayside a little bit, it's still a danger. It's still there. It's still something that men have to constantly worry about because it became such a thing so easily.
And the data backs this up. A study published in the journal Organizational Dynamics found that 27% of men now avoid one-on-one meetings with female colleagues. 21% said they would be reluctant to hire women for roles requiring close interaction. 19% said they would be reluctant to hire an attractive woman specifically.
I hire women. Like I tell you guys, at the donut shop, I hire women, but I actually don't deal with the ladies. I have my manager deal with the ladies, and she's a lady herself. I only deal with my manager mostly, and then she kind of like messages all the other ladies and all the girls, like their schedule and everything else. When they usually have to say ask something from me or request certain things to buy or something like that, that they go through her. So it just makes it easier that I don't deal with them personally because I don't want to.
And when they compared the 2019 numbers to 2018, things had gotten worse, not better. The trend was moving in one direction, and it was not the one anyone intended. I have seen this play out personally. A close friend of mine went through something that changed how I think about all of this. He was accused. The accusation was investigated. It was found to be without basis. His name was eventually cleared, but his career was never the same. The damage that happened in the window between the accusation and the resolution was irreversible. His reputation in that industry was marked permanently by something that was proven not to have happened.
Which is crazy.
He eventually found a new position, but he operates completely differently now. No closed-door meetings, no one-on-one interactions with female colleagues unless a third party is present or the conversation is documented. He does not offer help that could be misconstrued. He keeps every professional
This is the thing, right? Now women get less help, less professional help, less any type of help because of Me Too.
interaction as public and as brief as possible. And honestly, I understand why. Watching what happened to him changed how I think about my own exposure too. Here's the thing that the mainstream conversation about Me Too consistently gets wrong. Most men know what sexual harassment is.
Correct.
The Organizational Dynamics study looked at this specifically.
We know exactly what not to do, but women can decide whatever you do can fit into that definition. That's the problem.
They presented 19 workplace behaviors and asked people to classify them as harassment or not. Men and women largely agreed. The idea that men are avoiding women because they are confused about where the line is does not hold up. They are not confused. They know exactly where the line is. What they are uncertain about is whether knowing where the line is provides adequate protection in an environment where the consequences of an accusation arrive before any process for examining whether the accusation is accurate. The Aziz Ansari situation crystallized something for a lot.
That one was a huge situation. Like, the man is just like a nerdy comedian, right? Took a girl home. She felt the way, and now he lost his career.
A lot of men, a bad date, an uncomfortable evening. A story told from one perspective that went public and produced significant professional and reputational consequences for a man in a situation where reasonable people genuinely disagreed about what had actually happened. When men watched that play out, they drew a conclusion. If that situation, that level of ambiguity, that degree of subjectivity is enough to produce those consequences, then the risk profile of any close professional or personal interaction with a woman
It's just too damn high.
has changed in ways that need to be factored into every decision. That conclusion may be frustrating to hear, but it is the rational output of watching what the environment actually does, rather than what it says it is designed to do. As an employer, I faced my...
I mean, this is what the red pill is, right? You know, Society tells you how society works until you actually realize and experience it yourself how society works.
Own version of this reckoning. I ran an efficiency analysis across my team. The results showed a productivity gap that I could not ignore if I was going to run a competitive operation. I made the decision not to renew contracts for several female employees and shifted toward a more remote and documentation-heavy work structure. That decision was not made out of hostility. It was made out of a pragmatic assessment of where the risk and the results pointed. I am not proud of that framing, but I am being honest about it, because the dishonest version of this conversation is not helping anyone. Business decisions in competitive environments are made on results and risk. When the cultural and legal environment attaches specific liability to certain kinds of professional interaction and certain categories of hire, businesses respond to those incentives whether anyone publicly acknowledges it or not. The women being hurt most by all of this are not the ones responsible for it. The woman who is talented, professional, and serious about her career is now walking into environments where the informal access, the mentorship, the sponsorship, the casual corridor conversations that turn into opportunities are less available to her than they are to her male peers.
Yep.
Not because of her performance, because of a risk calculation that men in her organization are making before she ever walks through the door.
And it's funny because for the other side, women don't seem to take other women under their wing and help them grow and teach them the same and mentor them the same way men do. Men seem to be very good mentors. They're the people they choose to mentor.
She did not create that environment. She is absorbing its consequences. And the conversation that is supposed to be protecting her is producing outcomes that are working against her in ways that are real, measurable, and consistently under-acknowledged. The practical reality for men in professional environments right now is straightforward, even if it is uncomfortable to say. Protect yourself.
All times.
Not because you intend anything wrong, but because intention is not the only thing that determines outcome in the current environment.
It is somewhat intention, their intention. You don't know what their intentions are with you.
Professional interactions documented where possible. Avoid situations where your account of what happened would be the only account.
If it's only you two, record in some way.
Be deliberate about the professional contexts you put yourself in. Not because your female colleagues are threats, but because the environment has specific characteristics that require specific responses. A man who takes these precautions is not treating women badly. He is operating rationally within a landscape that has changed in ways that have real consequences for people who do not account for them.
But that makes it that we treat them indifference. And indifference, you feel indifference.
The deeper problem underneath all of this is that the current framework is not actually working well for anyone. It is not adequately protecting women who face genuine harassment, because the credibility of real accusations has been complicated by an environment where the threshold for public consequence has been set so low that serious cases and trivial ones get treated with similar weight.
Yep.
It is not protecting men from false accusations because the reputational consequences arrive before any fair process can operate. And it is not producing workplaces where men and women can collaborate effectively, because the trust required for effective collaboration has been eroded by an environment of caution and avoidance on both sides. What actually needs to happen is a framework that takes genuine misconduct seriously, while creating meaningful consequences for accusations that are proven false. A system that protects everyone fairly, rather than one that tilts so far in one direction that it produces a different set of injustices, while claiming to have solved the original ones. That is not an argument against accountability. It is an argument for accountability that actually works. The current version is not working. The data makes that clear. And pretending otherwise because the alternative narrative is more comfortable is not helping the women the movement was built to protect. That is all for today on Circle of Kings.
And it's true, right? Like the MeToo movement wanted to protect actual victims. Who actually used it? Non-victims. To such a degree that most of what we see on major networks and most of the news of these things happening happen to be false allegations. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.